What's up guys, welcome to today's video. I've got my trash clothes on today because we are going over to Randy's and we're gonna go lay down some color on the engine bay of the GT350. Now I've been wanting to paint stuff and I've been telling you guys that I want to learn more. This is one of those cars that ironically I don't really care about, so I feel like it'll be a good way for me to have some fun with the gun. So we're here at Suede Performance, what, like 48 hours later, not even? Not even. And look at the transformation of the bay. So can you kind of walk me through what it took to get it to this point? I know you were just whining about me using the paint stripper before.
Yeah, we have to just pretty much just take it all back down to the bare metal, and then once you get it to the bare metal, put like an etcher primer on it so that you can just sand it down as smooth as possible, and then go back, or even a 2K, and just go back over it and then kind of like flat sand it until you get all those, like, you know, like the burn marks out of it.
I don't understand though, like there's so many little nooks and crannies.
Oh yeah, your fingers will hurt. I mean, most of them were really hard to get in, but these are easy.
Dang.
Your finger hitting it for a while.
You guys probably know from past experience that we like to get a little crazy with things. However, the Mustang engine bay is going to get Mustang engine bay color. However, we might throw a little pearl in it to see what it looks like if we, what is it, a little bit of red?
Yeah, a little bit of red. Let's throw some red in there.
Just to show some honor to the fire, more than anything.
Yeah, we'll do.
And you know, if you're painting something too, like why just bring it back to stock so people know that you painted it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, so this is one coat. That is kind of cool. It's very subtle.
Yeah.
Because it's so fine. I am curious though, if we like spray a second coat on to see how much more wild it would get. All right, 2 coats is definitely starting to look a little more pink, but yo, dude, the way it flops though is kind of wild. Because it's like nothing and then...
Crazy.
I'm down to do 2 coats. What do you think?
Yeah, I think 2 coats will do it.
Hell yeah. It does look pink though. It definitely doesn't look red.
Right? Maybe it's because of the gray.
I just love how subtle it is because it looks super gray and then, man, you can't even tell on camera. It's so hard to convey the flip. Hi Randy, what's up now?
Now we're just gonna go ahead and red pad it. And just kind of just scuff it to where the paint will adhere to the bay.
So are we getting it smoother or are we just kind of scuffing it?
Scuff it just so that you know.
And the paint will lay down smooth?
Yep.
Got it. So I could say wow, I got a crazy thing going on in my hair, bro. So officially the first thing that I somewhat painted, I let Randy do the final layer of clear just because I was really scared of striping it because we had to go crazy with the pearl. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell on camera, but it's super subtle. I think it's one of those things that you'll only be able to tell in very certain lighting, but it's cool. How'd I do for my first time?
Dude got an A. You got an A. You did really good.
Throttle control is tricky. Like some areas, like you're obviously closer, and Randy was explaining to me, like when you're good, you can kind of let out in those areas, so you don't spray it thicker in some areas. But the base coat was really forgiving. It actually looked kind of cool matte. But so if we were doing no pearl, would it be a lot easier to lay down the clear because it wouldn't really matter if you laid it a little heavier?
Right. Yeah. You still would want to keep the areas as even as possible, just so that your spray noise is fine, your thickness. But it's no different than the pearl. The only thing is that the pearl makes the clear heavier. So if you tend to like really set it heavy in some areas, oh, it'll start sagging. But you did a good job.
I'm happy. So we'll give this thing 24, 48 hours to cure, and then we can start popping new bits back in this thing. Probably just trim black down there, down the road. That's easy enough.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Looks real good.
Clear smells so good, but it makes you all sticky, man.
It does.
That's
I got that shit in my arm, my neck. I got it everywhere.
Thank you though for letting me do this. I've been itching to paint something, and like I never would have thought it would be my Mustang out of all the cars.
I know, that's like what we were talking about. Yeah, well, you pretty much did a mild shave job on a GT350. There is absolutely no seam sealer in this thing. And all you pretty much need to do is seal up a couple holes and it's pretty much shaved.
That's hilarious. It's gonna make it look way better for the final product. And originally I was thinking about leaving it all burnt, but I didn't want to do that in the bay.
Yeah. I think the patina hood and the fenders are gonna really just give it a touch.
Yeah. It'd be funny to paint the underside of the hood, but leave like the top side.
I was just about to say that. I mean,
yeah.
We should paint the bottom of it and then just leave the top how it is.
Yeah, I'll have to bring that by and see if you can straighten it out. I'm sticky. My lips taste like clear coat, but I can't complain. I'm headed now to the airport. So if you guys have seen that blue 350Z sitting in our parking lot, that's actually my nephew's car. So he's been looking for a 350Z. It'll technically be his first car, but he's been driving around like his dad's car and wasn't having the best luck up in Connecticut finding a car. So I helped source him a car down here. He's gonna fly in, pick it up, and drive back. But he's gonna hang out for a week or so, which I'm excited because we don't get to spend a lot of time together. I'm trying to just trim black the cross member, and the wind is making it practically impossible. It's like overspray city, so I try to tape up as much of the bay as I could, but you can see it's not wanting to cooperate right now. Not the best, but for a quick rattle can job, it looks a lot better than having all the rust all over the place. So that's taken care of. I sprayed in here, which is gonna get covered by the fender well, but at least now all the bare metal's covered up. All right, so I mentioned to you guys that I was picking up my nephew Ben from the airport. Now you guys may have seen his blue 350Z sitting in the parking lot. This is my nephew Ben, and this is his new car. You pumped on it?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man.
He's already gotten kind of deep into the body work. He's taken after Colette with all the Bondo, but luckily he only had 2 little spots to fix up. So what are we doing here now, Ben?
Right now we're just cleaning it off. We did all the prep work and we're gonna lay down the vinyl.
So you guys may notice too, this thing's on some different wheels. Part of my early high school graduation present was to get him some baller 3-piece wheels so he could be looking cool and stunting on the haters.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm gonna help hopefully not mess up your, you know that I suck at this, right?
Do you?
Yeah.
It's a learning experience for both of us.
Yeah, I had fun pretending that I was a body man, making sure it's smooth, but we're gonna do our best to not mess it up and lay down some black vinyl on the roof that was sun damaged. So you wanted a Z, I wanted to help you try to find a Z, so we found this one. It's an HR car, you got a really good deal on it, but just little minor paint fading and stuff that we're gonna clean up. So we've decided to work our way from the back forward just because it's a lot flatter here, and then that'll give us the opportunity to stretch rather than having to undo a stretch, which doesn't really work with vinyl. So I'm gonna prop the camera up on something and then we'll work our way from the back front. So it's done. There's a couple imperfections. What did we learn, Ben?
We learned to stretch it in the needed spots, like especially over here, like our corners. What Adam did over there, he just basically pulled it all down and popped it down. Luck of the draw, but.
Yeah, no, I could pretend like I knew what I was doing, but I was just like, this feels right. So it came out pretty good. And like I said before, the cool thing is this 3M tape. This 3M vinyl has, it actually has a clear layer on it to protect from scratches when you're installing. So once I get it started in a little spot, we should be able to peel it off and hopefully it'll just look brand new underneath. Oh yeah. Yeah. Look at that. That looks way better now.
Oh yeah.
Dang, compared to before, dude. That's sick.
This is nothing compared to before.
Yeah, no, it looked really bad before. I didn't get a proper shot of it, but not too bad. Just gotta glue back the little trim piece that I, here, pass that, yeah. We'll get a little piece of glue and we'll silicone that back in there. Whoops. But yeah, not too bad. A couple more bubbles to push out, but just gotta be careful, but yeah, it looks good. All right, like I said before, we didn't really know how difficult it was gonna be with transferring all the wiring over and everything. But Johan has some really bad news to break to you guys after going through this car. You want to break them the bad news?
Yeah, we're just gonna build another car and just grab this idea.
So no more GT350.
Nope.
It's too much work.
Yeah, too much.
All right.
Stick to the import stuff.
Oh yeah. So I don't think an import would have what we're about to tell them though, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, you want to give them the real news?
Yeah.
All right.
So what I was worried about in this car was having to remove the whole chassis harness, which I had a feeling that it was going to be not as bad as I thought because of this. So this chassis harness, the front half runs through the frame rails down this way, and it goes through the wheel well, and then inside connects with these plugs. So as long as the inside harness is good, then that's what we gotta change, the front half.
So in theory, we might not even have to. You didn't have to pull the dash to get to that either, huh?
Right. No.
That's sick.
Yeah. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah. Now the only thing, we might potentially end up down the road wanting to change the dash depending on how screwed mine is from all the fire extinguisher stuff, but we're gonna do our best to clean it out. So you guys can see a lot of the parts and trim is already sold out of this thing, and it's starting to look like a scrap car. I thought it would be cool for the end of this little video painting the engine bay and everything if we were joined by a special guest. Look who made it. So
You're pointing at me, I'm trying to point at the engine bay. I like it. It looks pink.
last time you saw it, it was all burned to a crisp, and now it's transformed.
I know.
So I don't think I gave you guys a proper shot of it in the sun, and it's really hard to tell on camera, but it does have just the ever so slightest pink hue to it.
Well, you said it's actually red pearl or a little bit of plate, right? But it looks pink.
Randy told me it was red pearl, but to be honest, it kind of looks pink, and I kind of feel like you guys played a trick on me or something.
Yeah.
That's something Randy would do. So
Well, it looks like it even kind of tinted everything a little bit pinkish. So you can tell in the sun. I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the video, but it definitely, like, everything has a pink tint over the gray, and then you also see pink sparkles. So I like it.
Can you do me a favor? Can you grab one of the valve covers? I haven't showed him the valve covers yet. I feel like you should reveal that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what I do want to let you guys know, we are now at the point with the build where we're kind of waiting on a few parts. We have some really nice stuff coming over from Australia. The motor's at the machine shop, and now that the parts car is all pretty much ripped apart, there's not really that much we can do in the meantime other than starting with the wiring harness and figure out little things here and there. So there's probably gonna be maybe a 2 or 3 video gap until we start getting back to work on the Bear project with the Mustang. But we'll try to, you know, still do as much as we can in the meantime. I tried to keep the hype going, and that's why the videos have gotten kind of a little bit out of order, because I wanted to kind of keep everything relevant and going. But look at the Bear valve cover. I'm gonna get some hate for this.
Wait, let me go in the sun so you can see it. Get some hate? What are you talking about? You're doing like all the cool points on the internet right now for this.
Look at how candy it is. So before we were doing the pink pearl, my idea was to kind of show a little bit of honor to the woman that burnt my car down by doing a pink valve cover.
Wow. You don't have to say it like that.
It is a really cool color though.
The woman that burnt your car down.
Look at the way that candy hits it. It's so cool.
I do love it. It's one of my favorite powder coat colors. This is the exact color of the wheels on my RX-8.
I know.
The torquey pink. I love it. I'm really surprised that you were adding as much pink as you did. I think it's awesome.
I'm trying to have fun with it because it's like ironically, it's something that I'm not like super anal about. It's not a drift car. It's a Mustang, right? And I always make fun of Mustangs. And it was burned to crisp, so I figured it was an opportunity to have some fun with it. And
I'm really surprised you guys got it looking this nice.
Randy did a really good job prepping it.
Yeah, how crazy was the prep?
He said he just like really sanded it. I guess fixing burned cars is a specialty, is what he told me.
Really?
Yeah, he says he does it all the time.
Oh, man.
So.
Well, now the sun went away. You can't see the plate, but I liked it. You did a really good job. This was the first bay you ever did, right?
Yeah, it's like really the first thing I like properly painted that wasn't just like a valve cover.
Good job.
Thanks. So, I think that's gonna be it for this video. Like I said, there'll be a little bit of a gap, and tomorrow, you know, I should be putting out the track footage with the GT3 from the other week, but I've been too lazy to edit it. So I think what we're gonna do instead, we've got a bunch of new stuff going on with the R32 that's just gonna be pretty exciting. That car's kind of getting a revamp, and then not tomorrow's video, but you know, the day after tomorrow, the next video is going to be the R32 in its V2 mode. That should be a 10 times better car. So I'm super excited for that. I hope you guys like it and aren't too mad at me for all the pink that I put in this thing.
Too mad? No, I think the people like pink, okay? We had the pink merch, freaking sold out immediately, and now more pink stuff, so.
Yeah, that might be, I haven't seen very many pink Barras. I feel like that's not a very Aussie thing to do.
Exactly.
So, anyway, having fun with this project. I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I'll keep you updated as we get more parts and as stuff goes along. So, thank you, and I will see you soon.
Is this kind of